I, right out of college, with my college degree, I met Miss B, who became one of my close associate friends afterwards. But Miss B was assigned the task of showing me the ropes in her department. It was a tough time. Miss B gave me a hard time because she was not blessed, gifted to have a college degree like I did. And she made me know that every day. However, eventually we became close. But that idea of people who are in a position to mentor, coach, empower others sometimes have a chip on their shoulders and refuse to fulfill one of the responsibilities of leadership. Hi, I am Trevor E.S. Smith. I'm with the Success with People Academy, and I will be your guide through today's live cast as we explore three pillars of empowering leadership. And we want to look at Miss B, which is one of its threats to this whole concept of empowering leadership, and another pillar or threat to empowering leaders. I want to just highlight why is it that over the last three or so live casts, Success with People live casts, that we have been dealing with this issue of servant leadership and what it means. And the reason is that in many leadership development programs, this whole aspect of the coaching and the mentoring is not central or is not give sufficient attention, because especially with mid-tier leaders, new supervisors, new middle managers, people who are moving up the ladder, they don't see this responsibility of mentoring and coaching those that are coming up as a priority. They are pressured. They have to hit the KPIs. They have to get the things done. And they themselves are seeking answers. They themselves want to be mentored. And so that's the challenge that we have, is that this aspect, when we're working with supervisors, middle managers, this aspect of leadership development is sometimes underplayed. And so we want to draw attention to, especially in these times when new entrants into the workplace have a completely different approach, mindset, needs, express needs in terms of wanting to be mentored, wanting to be coached, wanting to be empowered, wanting to move up the ladder faster than those who have gone before. That's an issue, and that's why we want to pay attention to this. So we try to be out of here certainly within 30 to 35 minutes. And so please be with me. I want to share as we go into this my own experience. So my journey as a leader, I've worked with multinationals, big multinational conglomerates in leadership roles. And so I had to mentor direct reports. I also have operated this family-oriented business. So I mentor family members. I remember, members of my own staff, my own team, but also I've mentored distributors, affiliates, even franchise holders, and I dare say even some customers. So when I look at it, one of the things that I have seen as I wanted to think about this particular live cast, I wanted to look at it, and I came to the conclusion that there was a common thread. There was a common thread that ran through all of them. And what that common thread is manifested actually after the relationship ended. And what that is that we continue to have a warm relationship. We, in many instances, close friends. That to me indicated how I went about this whole question of empowering, this whole question of mentoring and coaching, is that there was a connection, that there had to be a trust, a bond, a friendship, if you want to call it. You know, some people might say in the work world, friendship really, but yeah, a friendship, a bond, where even now, in some instances, many years after that professional relationship ended, we were still connected. And we are still connected. So that's an insight that I'm not sure how it will land with you, but the idea of empowerment works best, I think, if there's a connection. If we can get to a place where people feel as if you have their best interest at heart, feel as if you're connected, almost like a family member. What it is that I would want for people who are coming to take over the business eventually as a family member. That's the kind of attitude, approach that I heard, and I think it landed a lot with people, where they felt as if I'm not hiding anything from them. I'm trying to show them everything, take them to meetings, expose them to decisions. And we're working with this decision. What is it? How do we go about it? So the whole thing is to be as transparent as possible, but also with a desire to pass on what it is that you know. If you read something and it's helpful, you come and share it. That's, to me, is a part of the process of empowerment. I'm not sure how that landed with you, but that was my path. And as I can say to you, in many instances, people who we had a work relationship with are now friends outside of the fact that neither of us are in the same role. So, all right, let's move forward. So, I explained to you then why we want to have this discourse, because there is a gap with respect to the middle management tier, especially supervisory and middle management tier, where there are not as focused, they're not as comfortable with the idea that it is their responsibility to empower those that are coming up behind them, those with which those who they are leading. That basically is the idea, right? So part of it then would be instilling confidence and trust. Have to have that feeling of trust, that empathy, that if the individual makes an error, it is a learning experience, and it is because of how you responded to those errors that would have them feel as if, okay, yes, Trevor has my best interest at heart. Trevor wants me to develop. Trevor sees a future for me, whether it is within the existing environment or not. However, Miss B is an example that some leaders do not see it in that light, and they actually put up resistance. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the livecast. So let us look at three pillars. As we like to be out of here, as I say, in a very short time. We want to just look at three areas. One of them is this idea of the supportive coaching, where leaders at all levels now, not just the top, leaders and not just HR or talent management, leaders need to be mentors and coaches, definitely, and be able to provide this ongoing support and guidance to their team members. Yes, their responsibility, and maybe these are some of the things that need to start to come up in your performance appraisal. Have you helped your team members to grow personally and professionally? That's a question. Yeah. So that's something that needs to take place, because the people that are coming into the workforce now expect their leaders to be coaches and to be mentors to them. Right? And so just as a reflection on your own journey, is does someone come to mind who has played an important role in your development as a mentor or as a coach, empowered you in any way? And did you at that point in time recognize the value, or were you saying, why is this person picking on me? Right? And how does that impact your mindset now going forward? Do you feel compelled or motivated to be a coach and a mentor for someone? Those are questions we want to look at. Right? And so, how do we put this idea of supportive coaching in action? It doesn't have to be complex, and it's going to vary from situation to situation. But basically, the idea is this constructive feedback. You did well here. Maybe you could have done better in this particular area. So that's the whole idea. And one of the projects we said to them, okay, somebody has made a presentation, and you could say, yes, how you delivered was good, but maybe the slides could have been better. That's the kind of thing that we talk about, and it could have been better in these ways. All right. Also, you want to talk to them about their careers. You want to show them a path to success. What is it that they want to really do? What are their strengths? What are the areas for development? And if you could help them craft their own development plans and speak to them about it, see how the organization can help them through courses and your mentorship. Let's see how we can help these persons to grow. It's not rocket science. It can be done. It just needs to have a mentality of wanting to support. So the other one is very similar, is to help them to see themselves in another light, see themselves growing. I just had a discussion. I'm involved with church. I have a number of young persons coming in. Unfortunately, coming from sort of inner city communities, etc. And believe me, the academic side is not there. So we have even 10-year-olds who are struggling to read. And we're saying, no, we can't have this generational problem continuing. So there is a need not only to equip them, but also to help them to have a growth mindset, an idea that they can be. We want to have some professionals coming out of the group. So that's the kind of thing that we have to take into the workplace as well. What's happening to John, who is coming there? What is he doing? Is he developing? I remember, I'm going to share with one of the, coming out of school before waiting to go to college. I was working in a registry, a government ministry, basically sitting down. Somebody asked me for a file. I go into the registry, try to file a file, and I go and take it to their desk. Basically, that was my job with my nice school leaving degree, certification. And I remember a lady stopped me and said to me, "Tell me something. Talk to me about it. What you went to, what happened to school? Tell me something about your, where you are and what you're doing." And when I told her, she said, "What? No, man. No, this can't be done." And she, advised me what to do to go and get formally, whatever it is, into the civil service. There are some things that you have to be, appointed. Yeah, right, that's the word. Appointed as a civil servant. I must tell you, though, that the difference was that my first job as a formal official civil servant was to sit with a calculator and have one of these big ledgers and to daily run up the figures to see if there was any error. After a few days, weeks, whatever it is, and you didn't find any errors, what would Trevor be doing? Anyway, that's a long story, but at least somebody was interested, and that's the attitude we need to have. All right. Okay, so in practice, basically, The growth thing is really just about providing people with opportunities, honestly. Whether it is you see a good workshop, some online courses, a book, um, or really just sharing what it is that you have. Like, for example, this, I go to, you have this access to this live class, send them a link. Say, hey, this guy was talking something that sounds like it makes sense for you. Look at it. So that's basically what it is. It is just consistently sharing the concept of growth, of development, of being the best you can be. And also providing stretch assignments. Let them, you know, test out their wings, That's basically the idea. And whatever it is, if it is marketing, maybe you move them over into another area, or you put them into a project that requires cross-functional skills. Those are some of the things that we could do, right? All right. Um, the third pillar is promoting autonomy, and this one is really, it gets to the heart now. This is the heartbeat here, where this sentence here, that helped me to strive to the benefit of the team, the organization, and the wider community, that might not be spoken. That might not be spoken, but that is at the heart of many individuals who are coming up the ladder. They want to learn, they want to benefit, they want to grow, they want to succeed. And they're hoping that this organization could create an environment in which they can, in fact, achieve their goals. It might not be possible. I mean, if somebody wants to be a rocket scientist, they might not achieve it working at Burger King or one of the fast food chains. But at least in the context, try to get them to understand things like discipline. You know, that's one of the things that you have to do. Do the job to the best of your ability. Have some values be embedded in your minds. That's what it is. But also, man, give them a chance. Give them a chance to side steer. Give them a chance at steering wheel. That to me is what it is that you need to do. So um, help them or give them things. Let them make some mistakes, right? And then you can correct. All right, fine. I don't want you to give them a decision that might, crash the business. But surely we can find some areas that we could actually delegate so that they can, in fact, take ownership of, of the area and also feel accountable so that they don't just make a willing nilly decision. They make decisions that are well thought through because of how you've coached them. And then, of course, they might want to study or do some things, in which case, can you work out some flexibility where they can get some early time off or we work some flexible hours so that they can, in fact, go and develop their skills. That's the kind of mindset that we have if we are pursuing servant leadership. All right. So the roadblocks, all right? Roadblocks to um, this idea of this intentional empowerment, that we are committed and we want to have a bonding and we want to make sure that we encourage and um, yeah, provide autonomy, all of those things, provide the resources that are required. However, there are two of them. When I come to Miss B later. um, and this one, by the way, is evident in a lot of the fast food industry, where the feeling is, no, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on these people because I know they're only flipping burgers for a little while. So, we just give them a burger training and that's it. Because what's the point of trying to equip them with skills and they move? I have a set of tears that I need to shed right here now because um, part of our business is the development of software. We are software developers. At one side of our, the business, our technology solutions. I'm involved more in the capacity development, the leadership, the team growth, etc. But there is a side of us that develop software. Yeah. good solid software, learning management, and other compliance management software, and so on. But let me tell you, so one of the things I will look at is that we go to school, colleges, and we say, we will take some of your graduates, coming out of that IT stream, etc. And you come and obviously you have to get trained, so you pay a lot of money, you learn this course, you buy the software, and you go on. But if inevitably they're going to get to a point where, okay, fine, now that I have developed this system, what's next? I mean, it's a small operation. You're not doing a lot of contract work where you have new exciting solutions to work on. And of course, somebody comes and steals them. Come and be our developer here. Come and be in charge of our IT. And so that's just like the fast food place where it's just a matter of time. No matter what you do, no matter how, and of course, at some point in time, you can't match the salaries either. So, should I have been saying, no, I'm not investing. No, sorry. You either come with the skills or not. I'm not paying $1 to help you to acquire any more certifications or anything. Doesn't make sense, because one is that you're cutting off in nose to spite your face, in the sense that you do want them to have increased skills so that they can be more efficient. Instead of taking a week to do something they could have learned, they get it done in a day or less. So it is in fact beneficial to the organization to still invest, even though the people are going to leave. And also it runs counter to the idea of the servant leadership, the idea of the bonding that I'm talking about, the fact that, would I do this with my own daughter? Would I say, no, I'm not spending any money on you because the next thing you leave and go and work with another entity? No. So that bonding is important. That understanding of some kind of a relationship that says, I want the best for you. I want the best for you. Whether it is in this context or not, I want the best for you. That to me would be the counter to the idea of saying, no, after a business decision, it doesn't make sense to invest in you because you're going to take those skills. And you have to think about community as well. What if we fail to develop people? What if we look at it from the other point? What if we do develop people and that they are able to add to the community? Isn't that also beneficial to us? So that's a question that we have, but it is challenging for organizations. Yes. So I don't know what your thoughts are on this. There should be a seminar where a webinar where you could actually come back and talk to me and say, hey, Trevor, I have this problem. But here is Miss B, my eventually was my good friend, but she gave me a hard time. Right? So the idea here is, and that I'm going to jump right to it, entitlement mentality. When you hear people talk about that, that's like a dog whistle. That is really saying this. It embodies a whole thing to say, these people are coming in and they want to be in my role. They want to earn what I'm earning. They want to be climbing up the ladder, rapidly, without going through the processes. How long it took me to get here. That is a mindset. I don't know. I don't want to knock, because a lot of you might be listening and are exactly there. But it is also the idea of authority, that these people are coming to take over my role. Because, they might have how many degrees, more degrees than a thermometer. I don't. And so, likelihood opening, opportunities might come and they might get it ahead of me. So why should I share my special insights? My only security really is my experience, those little nuances that I have learned as I struggle to climb the ladder. I'm not giving them those secrets, because if I give them those secrets, what do I have? There is a sense of insecurity in it, but I understand it as well. I mean, if you're at a certain age, you can't easily just walk out and get another job. So I hear it, I understand it. I can't endorse it, however, unfortunately, right? Um, and so this is an issue that is there, that we've gone through this school of hard knocks, and it has helped us, and we just want you to benefit. This is a nice way of putting it. We want you to benefit from the same experience. Yes. If you just everything just happens for you, you might not be able to cope with really challenging situations. So, fight your way up, work your way up. I'm not here to provide any shortcuts. That is a huge obstacle to the transitioning or the development I shouldn't use the word transitioning because that's going to make it worse now. But the development of new talent coming up. Um, there is a thought that says if you empower the persons, then that should be to your credit. That should be your credit. But that is, I suppose, maybe you might say that is in an ideal situation. So those are thoughts for you to chew on. What happens to those individuals? What happens when you are the CEO and you have a top layer of persons who have been there forever? How do you deal with this mentality? Yeah, those are challenges. Yeah. So, bottom line, what have we've been sharing? I've been saying to you that um, empowerment, coaching, mentoring is now a key responsibility of leadership at all levels, even at your supervisory and middle management levels. So that responsibility needs to be addressed seriously. And people need to be equipped because they're not. Right now, there are a lot of middle managers who have not even given serious thought to being a coach and a mentor to those that they lead. And so we have to help them to get to that place and then show them how they can, you know, help those that they lead to grow. That's basically what we have been trying to say. And we're talking also to those who are saying, I'm not going to invest in you because you'll soon be gone, or I'm not going to invest in you, share my insights with you for you to come to take over my role. That's part of the challenge that we have. All right. So, want to just ask you to reflect, invite you to think about it and to find out really and truly. Ask yourself: is this intentional empowerment a good fit for you? If not, why not? And what would it take for you to actually embrace intentional empowerment? And can you identify a prospect right now, one person who could benefit from your supportive coaching and encouragement? And, would you be willing to grant them greater autonomy? Okay. And next steps, I would suggest that you start today intentionally in empowering somebody. Share the link, and let's have a conversation. I'd love to talk about your learning and development needs, talk about your leadership team. No cost, no commitment. Just let's have a chat. Okay, so you can reach me at info@successwithpeople.org or just send me a WhatsApp 1-876-535-6677. And we are InfoServe Group, our brand, Success with People Academy. is in fact a SHRM recertification provider, which means that our courses or certifications can be applied to SHRM CP or SHRM SCP recertification, which means that we function at a internationally approved standard, whatever it is that we do. And we deploy our discerning model of communication and leadership, as well as our REAL leadership framework to enhance performance and productivity in organizations. We are also franchise holder for um, extended disc. So we do this granular behavioral DNA assessments on the Revolutionary Things platform. Give me a shout. Let's talk. Okay. Have a good day.